Right, and here we go. Well, hello, good people of the interwebs, on the YouTubes, and welcome to another video brought to you by We Are Racing. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hashtag just saying. In today's video we continue with wiring. It is the theme of the moment. Wiring, and more wiring. Now in the last video you saw us wiring up switch on button and indicator and hooter, and today we're going to continue on Z trend. The advantage of all the fiddling that we did last time, and again thanks to Francois for his help, is that we sorted out a lot of stuff sort of unintentionally, because like wires that we figured out need to go in specific places. I'll take the camera just now and show you. There's like red wires there that we connected lots of pins of things that will get power down the line somewhere, and hopefully that's going to make this process slightly easier to follow. But we've got small things to sort out, which I'm going to do now, and we'll take you along on the journey. Stay tuned. Watch the entire video up to the end. Helps us matrix things that YouTube does. Thanks guys. Subscribe, like, bell. So if you look at the fuse boxes over here, you will see those red wires looping all over the show over there, and of course pin 87. And these are just sort of the wires that we figured out as we were going along. In terms it looks like a rat's nest, because it probably is half a rat's nest in any case. So you can see lots of empty pins still that we need to connect, because each one of these do actually have a relay on them, a fuse in them. So we need to still connect a lot of different stuff. But if you look at that red wire as an example, that's feeding quite a few systems already, which we can now tap off if we can figure out what they are. So yeah, just sit there, relax. We'll continue on this here path of destruction.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Alright, so we traced out the red and white wire over here from the headlight switch, and that goes to fuse box number 1 over here, the second last fuse, which I believe is a 35 or a 25 amp fuse. Can't exactly see there now, and that's fed by one of the wires that we connected in the previous video already. So I do believe that comes directly from the alternator or from the amp switch over there. Alright, and then we traced out the black wire over here. It goes to the headlamp relay pin 86. Okay, let's carry on.
Later.
Success. Let me show. Power, relay, park lights. So switch over there. Park lights are on. Switch over there. Main beams are on. We don't have a switch. I apologize. We don't have a push button switch yet. So ground, push button switch. Boom. High beams. Boom. Normal beams. Lights. She's a wacky.
Meanwhile,
let me quickly show you basically how I did this wiring. So this is the light switch. The top position here means it's off. At the back, now this was much trial and error because the picture is not very clear. I put the black wire at the top, the blue one in the middle, and the red white at the bottom. and then another blue one to the side over here. Now the blue ones on the side, or these wires on the side, I believe gives us power to the light that has to come on when the lights are on, and the lights inside these units. Oh, buy lots of fuses. I've gone through a few fuses already. Okay, so that being off. So what happens is that the red and white here brings the power to this switch, and then the blue and the black distributes it back to these two relays that we've got here. Now these two relays obviously is your low beams and your high beams. So what happens in the first instance, and I can show you this, what happens in the first instance when our power is on, and I switch on the low beams. Let me just get close to here. Okay, so those are parks, that's low beam. All right, and you could hear the relay coming in and out there. Now that energizes the relay, and then once the relay is actually energized, and we need to enable the brights, we then energize the second relay, for which I now can't quickly get my fingers on the correct. Here we go. This guy over here. And that energizes the second relay, and you can actually hear it there. Brights, dims. Over there, brights, dims. And then of course that second relay just comes on and off based on how we energize it or not. And of course, off. Okay. Basically, that is the process. Okay, so one more thing that we would like to do for tonight is I would like to be able to push that button and make the starter turn. So let me go figure that one out quickly, and I'll bring you along for the ride just now. And before I go for the switch, I thought I'd show you this. This is pretty cool. When we switch on the ignition, see there's a small movement in the amp meter over there. When I switch on the lights, another small movement, dims lights, a nice big movement, and obviously I won't be able to catch the brights now, but there's another movement. So our little amp meter already does its little job as it's supposed to. Very fancy.
Several bad puns later.
Okay, and that was a little bit easier than what I thought, and not surprisingly, because we're starting to run out of wires, which is sort of brilliant. This, it's a black and a red wire labeled ignition switch, and this black one here goes directly to the starter solenoid, and this little red one here, if we connect it to the multimeter, give me a second, with the magic of YouTube. If we connect it to the red wire over here, we have power from the battery. So now all we need to do is to switch this up. Simple as that. Right, and here we go. Nothing. Ignition. Yes, please. Top job. Right guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, share with your friends, tell people, do whatever you like to do, and always remember that life is too short to drive boring cars. See you in the next one.